Boys, it's a special day today. Special day that I'm sure you are excited to watch as well. As you can see, the box below me here is from the one and only Andrew Myers. Now, unfortunately, we are in the basement, and the basement's lights flicker at a certain frequency, which causes this banding you see here. And I would film in natural light, but it's a little too dark outside at the moment, and B, my girlfriend is cooking, so I can't really go up there without hearing someone play Peak on a live stream, and I want us to all focus on this lovely thing here. I have been waiting for this guy for some time. I purchased a pre-order from Andrew Myers almost about 2 months ago, and it was brutal waiting because Andrew will post a lot of stories, and on those stories occasionally there will be an Aeon that will be being worked on, and I just always was dreaming that it would be mine. So I was constantly stalking their story, waiting for mine to show up, and only once was it, or rather twice was it featured on their story. So this one hasn't been publicized too much, so I have shared it with some people through DMs just because I was excited about it. But this, like I said, I purchased through a pre-order, and that was by having Google Pay set up on my computer and constantly refreshing the page until it was going to finally be available. And I was able to get it, and yeah, I was not messing around when I picked up this guy. I figured Andrew Myers does incredible mod work, and in that vein, I am going to buy something and customize it to make it truly mine. Because in my opinion, what makes a grail is its uniquity, its uniqueness. The fact that it is one of a kind, and I made it one of a kind. So less blabbing, more opening. Let's see what this guy's about. You can see here, we got the card of authenticity. It's quite nice. I'm gonna go to autofocus here just so that we see everything. Lots. It says it's the recurve harpoon tanto style 1 apparently. Lots of details that are on here, but comes with, you can see here, Kotu workshop oil. Never tried this before, but might as well give it a go, you know, since we have it. Also included is a Torx bit driver. Feels pretty nice. I don't think I've really had a Torx bit driver before, so, you know, we'll see how this thing performs. But, you know, it's smaller than my other one, and frankly, a little bit more better looking, I suppose. But that's not why we're here, right? We are here. Oh, also, I forgot to mention it has the bits in there as well. But we are here for that guy. So let's take it out. I don't think that there's anything else. Ooh. There is. It does. Okay, you're getting a little sneak peek, but it does come with the titanium bolsters as well. Or not the bolsters, but the scales. Interestingly, it also includes the G10 at the end there too. Oh, and you can see some weight pins in there. Probably weight pins in the other one as well, if I had to guess. Yep. Looks like brass and titanium. Let's open it up. Already you can see a sneak peek. There's this wonderful texturing with a very custom anodization. Oh my goodness. Let's move everything out of the way because I don't want this thing to hit anything else. I will eventually tell you how much I paid for this, but if my parents were watching this video, I want to wait a little bit longer so maybe they get bored and stop watching so they don't judge me for my financial decisions. But I mean, are you seeing this? So what I did is I ordered for polished hardware. So the spacers, the hardware itself, you can see there it's been polished. And then on the inside here, if it catches focus, I got laser texturing for this wave pattern. I'll be making a separate post, like a community post, talking about and referencing the images that I used to send to Andrew to have this made. But it has the G10 blemished scales because they have some white showing up here. And I got those for at price, so they were cheaper because of that. You can see that the anode here is both electric and flame, and let's see how it feels. You do feel it. I wanted it to be on the deeper side so that it was both aesthetic and functional as well. And yeah, I just like the idea of polished, especially with the fact that they have these rounded ends for the hardware. I just feel like it's almost like stars in a galaxy or black holes or something of that sort. But let's move on to the blade here. You can just see how incredibly stunning that grind is. All that grain within the blade, a slight recurve, and as you can tell, a harpoon. This was referenced off of an Astra reblade that he had done formerly that I really liked the look of, and when I had brought it to his attention about making this my custom blade shape, we talked a little bit about changing the thickness to help accommodate for the difference in weight. And additionally, when I was looking at Why Not's video of the Aeon, they talked about the fact that this is heavily specialized into being, end weighted, similar to the Astra of all things. And I kind of wanted to continue its original balance, its original idea of balance within this blade profile, because it is a custom blade profile where there is a lot of tip weight there, as you can see from that harpoon end, so that it kind of does balance itself out. When you see these, they look very heavy, but holding this in my hand, it does not feel that heavy. You can hear it has, let's go to manual focus here. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath, I just ran. I'm gonna like this guy. Part of the reason that I designed this the way I did was because I absolutely love this guy, my custom Kraken, and that is because I'm moving this over to the side. I'm not even playing around. That is because this guy is a speed channeled with also something that has a good amount of weight on the tip, I guess. It's a little bit more centered in, but I love the balance of this thing because it isn't exactly blade bias, but it certainly has more blade prominence, and I was looking for a similar feel with the Aeon, and this guy does feel like that. Obviously, I'll have to spend more time with it, but from first flips, man, this thing feels surprisingly performant-oriented, like it's doing what I'm asking it to do, and I'm just so thrilled to have this. I have been searching for a grail that speaks to me, and right now, it's too early to say for sure, but this guy really does feel good. Some of the aspects that I talked about with like the Opus as my former grail was that it had tapered handles, it was lightweight, and that it had like a custom anode to it as well. Lots of grip, cutouts that gave feedback, physical feedback in the hand. And when I'm flipping this, it's the same thing, but with a length that is more typical. And that's exactly the reason that I did not end up liking the Opus, was because the Opus was very long. And I have smaller hands, and therefore it just wasn't exactly my cup of tea. But flipping this guy, that isn't as much of a problem because it is just a standard size. I'm going to compare it against a Kraken. The Kraken handles, you can see, it is about the same size here. I don't know how the static blade compares to a normal like Tanto, but if we are to look at like the measurements here, that's basically the same. This is a very standard length, which I think plays to its strengths because sometimes I feel grails do so much to be standoutish, and I think that offers some collector's utility, but from a guy who's more oriented towards the flipping performance of things alongside that collector aspect, I want something that is more typical in regards to some of the measurements and the weight. Now, if I were to reference the card from memory when I was looking at it earlier, it said that the weight of this guy is 4.13 ounces, and I believe that is with the G10. And I don't necessarily plan on changing that out, but now that we've looked at the actual blade here, or the actual entire knife, let's take a closer look at the extra stuff we get in the back here, because I think this will better highlight exactly what I was talking about with how it is going to look, because we can get really close with these guys. You can see that originally this is kind of the color that we're looking at. It's flame anodized and electric anodized. Now, I don't know the exact process of how that's done, but here we have the lasering texture after the fact, which does offer some grip. Like when I feel it, it reminds me of, let's see, the Jimpy Sentinel with the laser texturing that's in that, which it does offer something. These feel really nice. I was surprised to hear that they were included. I probably should have known that as is, but yeah, you can see, wow, that back is pretty neat, even though this is just kind of like a raw, unfinished side. But yeah, no, you get both of these, and with these you also get the G10 as the backing here, as the bolsters, which would additionally take off more weight, but I think that would kind of make it not necessarily flip particularly awesome. But the G10 is also nice to have. It's nice that you have these options of modularity, because with something so expensive, you know, you want it to have that fine-tunedness. And as you saw, there was the adjustable weights as well. And I don't know if I'm really going to be messing around with the weights. Truthfully, I don't really want to be taking this thing apart too often, just because I don't want to mess something up. Yeah, I don't know. There is one of those things where I've looked at other of their designs, of Andrew Meyer's designs for the Aeon, and I like the idea that they are the person that does the Wharncliffe style blade, but personally, I don't necessarily care for the looks of that, the aesthetics of that much. So I wanted to do something that was custom. Now the question is the price, right? You've made it this far. Pre-order was $750. Yeah, really smart, huh? And then the mod work was surprisingly cheaper than I anticipated. I want to say it was like totaling around 220, 230, something like that. So all in all, I didn't break 1,000, but for this guy, I mean, you're getting the ability to talk with him while he's making it. I hassled this guy quite a bit because I was being particular, and rightfully so. I mean, I'm paying a good amount of money here, so I deserve to be able to be persnickety about something like this, and there was no complaints on his behalf. I do know that the Buffness is making more scales for these, which, between you and me, I'm not necessarily super thrilled about, because I feel like he has a lot to learn about machining, or rather, I'm just not super satisfied with the quality of the G10 that they've produced so far. Now, that's subject to change, but personally, I don't believe that I will be purchasing anything from the G10 that they make as it stands now, until I've seen future products with greater success. That's not to say that they're unflippable or anything like that, but my tolerance for that premium level is very high when it is a grail of this stature, if you will, right? So I am going to be more picky. I'm going to be more opinionated about those things. Nothing against the Buffness, you know? But yeah, I'm going to spend more time flipping this guy. Gonna try to get some clips with it. But I'm just super, super, super excited to have this thing finally in my hands. And yeah, thank you for watching. Enjoy some water, and be on the lookout for a clip of this guy, as well as a post about the inspiration photos that I used. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, probably giving a more updated review on this or something of the sort. You'll figure out. But see you later, guys. Bye.